All right, today we're going to check out the Diezel VH Micro. It's a 30-watt solid-state amplifier. All right, so a couple of things before I get started. First of all, I want to give Motor City Guitar a shout out for allowing me to take this amplifier home so that I can do a quick dial-in and review of it for you guys. And if you're interested in getting one of these, feel free to click the link below. It'll take you right to Motor City Guitar's website and you can order one for yourself. They ship anywhere in the continental US, and if you live outside of the state of Michigan and you buy something from Motor City Guitar, you don't pay any sales tax. They're a great store, they have great staff, awesome prices, and a lot of great gear to sell you, so I think they deserve the business for allowing me to do these demos for you guys. And I also want to give a shout out to all my Patreon supporters. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. And if you like the work that I do here and you want to support me as well, feel free to click the link below and go to my Patreon and donate whatever you can. Any amount is appreciated. Thank you very much. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified every time I either go live or come out with a new episode. All right, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started dialing in this amplifier. So as you can see, everything is at noon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the overdrive pedal off, dial it in the best that I can without the pedal, and then I'll go ahead and engage the pedal and do some further tweaks on the amplifier if necessary and see how it sounds then. I'll play some riffs and then I'll do a mix and then we'll end the video. And after I get done shooting this video, I'm going to do a shootout between the Diezel and the Soldano microamps, and I'll have that up within the next day or so. All right, so let's go ahead and dial in the amp now and see what it sounds like with everything at noon. All right, so with everything at noon, it actually sounds pretty good. You know, definitely got some good potential there. I'm going to go ahead and turn it up a little bit so we got a good level for the video here. And let's go ahead and just start playing around with it and see what kind of knob turning I have to do to get this to sound optimal. Okay, so I didn't really have to do a lot of knob turning to get this amp to sound good. I mean, it sounds pretty freaking good right here. You know, the thing is I got a lot of comments on the last video that I did with the slow, and everybody agreed with me that it sounded really good. Well, I should say most people did. You know, the thing is sometimes people get it in their heads that just because it's small and it's lower priced that it's automatically going to sound like crap. You know, and that's not true. You know, price doesn't always mean better. I've played some really expensive amps on the show that honestly sounded like freaking doo-doo, and I sent them back. And, you know, so price doesn't always mean better. I am really surprised so far at how good these amplifiers sound and feel. You know, they feel great, they sound good, and there's a lot of good potential here for people who want to, you know, get a less expensive amplifier, whether it's for practice or if it's a budget thing, or if they just want to buy something that's kind of cool and inexpensive. I mean, just to have. I mean, they're actually pretty cool so far. So in my opinion, so far, it sounds good and it actually has a great feel to it. And there's nothing annoying or, you know, cheap sounding about the overall tone. Honestly, there isn't. And you're talking to somebody who has a ton of really nice amps here, and I'm not patting myself on the back or anything, but I'm used to playing through stuff like what I have behind me. And I'm not saying this would replace any one of these, but it's definitely sounding good enough for me to say, yeah, so far, so good, you know. So let's go ahead and turn the knobs and, you know, just see what they do. I'll just go through them one by one and settle in on my sweet spot on each one. And then we'll go ahead and engage the overdrive pedal and do any further tweaks if necessary. All right, so the thing I noticed is there's a lot of usable space on those knobs. Even when you crank the presence and the treble all the way up, it doesn't get shrill and too bright. I mean, depending on your taste, you could probably crank those up higher than you would normally. You know, I don't know if you could crank them both all the way up, but I mean, you do have a lot of usable space on those knobs. The gain gets a little muddy when you get past 3 o'clock. When you get up around 3 o'clock and beyond, it gets a little muddy, but maybe with the overdrive, it might get worse or a little better. I don't know. We'll find out. But so far, like I said, we have a lot of good potential with this amplifier. So let's go ahead and engage the overdrive. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play a riff and then go ahead and engage the pedal while I'm playing, just so you can see what it does. Definitely takes a pedal very well. So let's go ahead and back the gain down a little bit. You know, I'll just stop talking and start dialing while the pedal's on. That didn't take long. I mean, sounds good. So I turned the gain down a little bit and nudged the bass just a hair and the depth. And I think we're kind of there. I mean, how much more knob turning do I really need to do to get, you know, the amp to sound good? I mean, it sounds pretty damn good just like this, you know. So pretty much normal settings on the overdrive pedal. I do have the tone knob at 3 o'clock that adds a little extra bite. All right, so now let's see what the effects loop sounds like. I'm going to go ahead and start out with no effects at all, and then I'll go ahead and engage the effects and just show you what the amp sounds like with a little bit of chorus and delay. Sounds good. No weird noises or volume issues at all. Sounds just like I would expect a effects loop to sound. All right, so now let's do some more riffs on the amplifier with the overdrive pedal on and having it dialed in at least the way I think it should sound. And I'll play some familiar stuff for you guys, so hopefully it'll give you an idea of what this amp sounds like in the context of some songs or riffs that you're familiar with. All right, so far this thing sounds pretty freaking good. So let's hear how it sounds in a mix. Played some riffs, and we even played it in a mix. And I got to tell you, I'm very impressed with this little amplifier so far. I mean, for the price, you really can't beat it. And I really love the fact that it has a power section in it that actually works, you know. I mean, the cab is responding very well to it, and it's got a really nice, thick, full sound, and the overall tone of this amplifier is great. So if you're looking for a really good budget practice amp or something portable, I'm shocked at how good these are. I really am. These are really good, especially considering the price. Now, just to be clear, I'm not saying I'm going to sell all my amps and just buy micro amps from now on. I'm just saying if you're looking for something that's a little more budget oriented and a little more portable, these are definitely worth every penny. Well, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and look for the shootout between the Diezel and the Soldano micro amps very soon. I'll see you on the next episode.